Hello everyone and welcome back to USA Legends Who Died. In this video, we're honoring the lives of American actors and cinema figures who have recently passed away. Their performances shaped Hollywood in ways big and small, and today we make sure they're not forgotten. If you value what we do here to preserve their legacy, please consider leaving a like. It truly helps us continue this work of honoring our fallen stars. Let's begin.
Trouble.
Oh, he's gone. He's gonna be all right. He's like super librarian.
Nicholas Brendon, the beloved actor whose portrayal of Xander Harris brought heart and humanity to one of television's most iconic series, passed away on March 20th, 2026, at the age of 54. He died peacefully in his sleep of natural causes, marking the end of a life that left a lasting impression on generations of viewers and becoming a prominent part of the celebrity news cycle this week. Rising to fame in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Brendon became a defining presence throughout the show's 7-season run from 1997 to 2003. As Xander, the only ordinary human among heroes, he offered humor, loyalty, and emotional grounding, helping shape one of the most influential cult series in television history. The show's enduring global fan base, continued syndication, and lasting cultural impact ensured his role remained a cornerstone of late 20th century television. Beyond Buffy, he expanded his career with appearances in Criminal Minds, Private Practice, and the critically praised indie film Coherence, demonstrating his range across genres. However, his journey was not without hardship. Brendon faced long public struggles with addiction, depression, and serious health challenges, testing his resilience across the years. Despite these battles, he remained deeply committed to creativity and connection. Nicholas Brendon's legacy lives on through the honesty and vulnerability he brought to his work. If you'd like to stay connected with the legacies of your favorite stars, consider subscribing to our channel.
Fine war record. He's doing real well now, too. He turned out to be real natural as a traveling salesman.
Hackman, the unassuming yet magnetic actor whose performances redefined the modern leading man, passed away on February 18th, 2025, at the age of 95. He was found in his New Mexico home days later, with his death attributed to severe heart disease, high blood pressure, and advanced Alzheimer's disease. His passing marked the quiet end of a towering career that shaped generations of cinema, leaving fans to mourn one of the most respected American legends of the silver screen. Rising to prominence later than most, Hackman broke through with Bonnie and Clyde, 1967, earning his first Academy Award nomination. He went on to win 2 Oscars, first for his unforgettable role as Popeye Doyle in The French Connection, 1971, and later for Unforgiven, 1992. Across decades, he delivered iconic performances in The Conversation, The Hoosiers, The Firm, and The Royal Tenenbaums, becoming known for portraying complex, often conflicted authority figures with unmatched authenticity. Yet his journey was marked by early rejection and hardship, from being labeled least likely to succeed to years of struggle before recognition arrived. Even after retiring in 2004, Hackman remained a symbol of dedication to craft. His legacy endures as a master of realism, reminding us that greatness often lies in honesty, not perfection.
I'm starting to believe from the bottom of my heart that this is where I'm supposed to be.
Breaking news. There are lives that shine under the spotlight, and there are lives that are quietly forged in silence long before the world ever looks their way. And Denzel Washington's story belongs to the latter, a journey not built on applause, but on discipline, faith, and the quiet endurance of a boy who learned early that strength is not loud, it is steady, and that sometimes the deepest wounds are the ones no one ever sees. Born on December 28, 1954, in Mount Vernon, New York, Denzel grew up in a modest home shaped by faith and restraint, where his mother worked tirelessly in her small beauty salon to provide for her children, and his father, a strict Pentecostal minister, believed more in correction than comfort, creating a childhood where love was present but rarely spoken, and where a young boy learned to navigate silence more than affection. When his parents separated during his teenage years, something within him shifted quietly, not in anger, but in absence, and without a strong connection to his father, he began drifting toward influences that could have easily led him down a darker path, surrounded by peers who confused recklessness with courage. And it was in that fragile moment that his mother made a decision that would change everything, sending him away to a military academy, a place that felt like punishment at first, but slowly became the foundation of his life. Within those rigid walls, discipline replaced chaos, routine replaced uncertainty, and for the first time, Denzel discovered structure, responsibility, and the quiet power of self-control. Lessons that would later define not only his career, but his character. And when he returned, he was no longer the same boy who had left, but someone shaped by purpose rather than confusion. His early adulthood was far from easy, as he struggled financially through his years at Fordham University, taking on small jobs, enduring hunger, and living with uncertainty, unsure of his direction, until a simple moment at a summer camp revealed something unexpected, a natural presence on stage that awakened a path he had never considered. And from that moment on, acting became more than a possibility. It became a calling. The road that followed demanded patience, as rejection came often and success came slowly. But Denzel carried with him the discipline of his upbringing and the quiet faith instilled by his mother. Ikiti eventually breaking through with roles that revealed not just talent but depth. Films like Glory, Malcolm X, and Training Day, where his performances carried a weight that felt lived rather than performed, earning him recognition, awards, and a place among the greatest of his generation. Yet beyond the success, he remained grounded in something deeper, guided by principles rather than temptation, choosing roles with care, turning away from opportunities that compromised his values, and using his influence not for noise, but for impact, quietly supporting education, mentoring younger artists, and giving back to communities that reflected his own beginnings. In his later years, as time began to leave its gentle marks on his body, and a heart procedure in 2013 reminded him of life's fragility, Denzel embraced a slower, a more reflective rhythm, no longer driven by the need to prove, but by the desire to live with purpose, gratitude, and peace, finding strength not in motion, but in stillness. Today, at 70, he stands not just as a celebrated actor, but as a man who has remained true to himself in a world that often demands compromise, a reminder that greatness is not measured by fame, but by integrity. And if his journey has ever touched your heart, let us remember him not only for the roles he played, but for the life he lived, steady, faithful, and quietly extraordinary. And thank you for honoring that legacy with your time and reflection.
Inspired my life, all of those just beautiful things, you know?
Michelle Trachtenberg, the captivating actress whose evolution from a beloved child star to one of television's most memorable antagonists defined early 2000s pop culture, passed away on February 26, 2025, at the age of 39. She was found unresponsive in her New York City apartment, with her death later confirmed as complications of diabetes mellitus, marking a quiet and tragic end to a career that spanned over 3 decades in film and television, and becoming one of the most shocking recent celebrity deaths in the industry. Her rise began in the 1990s with Harriet the Spy, a defining childhood role that introduced her to global audiences. She later became a central figure in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, appearing in over 60 episodes, before reinventing herself as the iconic Georgina Sparks in Gossip Girl, a role widely regarded as one of the most unforgettable villains in teen drama history. Yet behind her success lay profound challenges. In her final years, she battled serious health issues, including a liver transplant, while privately enduring emotional struggles that led her to withdraw from the spotlight. Though her journey ended too soon, Michelle Trachtenberg's legacy endures in the fearless characters she brought to life, leaving an imprint that remains both haunting and timeless. If you want to keep exploring the lives and legacies of the stars who moved us, subscribe to join our journey. Alex Duong, the resilient comedian and actor whose sharp wit and quiet determination earned him a respected place in both stand-up and television, passed away on March 28, 2026, at the age of 42. He died at St. John's Hospital in Santa Monica after a devastating battle with alveolar rhabdomyosarcoma, a rare and aggressive cancer, following complications from septic shock that marked the final chapter of a relentless year-long fight, making him one of the famous deaths in 2026 that deeply saddened the comedy circuit. A dedicated performer for over a decade, Duong built a diverse career with appearances in major television series, including Blue Bloods, where he portrayed Sunny Lei across 3 seasons, as well as Dexter, Pretty Little Liars, and The Young and the Restless. A member of SAG-AFTRA since 2009, and he also wrote for Netflix's Historical Roasts and was a regular presence at the iconic Comedy Store. Tinaklet, steadily carving out his voice in the competitive world of stand-up comedy. Yet behind his growing success lay an unforgiving struggle. Diagnosed in early 2025 after sudden vision loss, his cancer rapidly spread to his spine despite intensive surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, leaving him bedridden and burdened by overwhelming medical costs. Though his journey was cut tragically short, Alex Duong's legacy lives on in the laughter he created and the community that stood beside him, a testament to a life defined by perseverance, humility, and heart.